At Skatutors, and this is the new Andy Anderson Heron 2 twin tip flight skateboard deck. Awesome skateboard deck, and this video is going to be about how to put this together and just a different review of the Andy Anderson Heron 2 flight deck. It's actually an 8.70 width, and the mini logo trucks that fit it are 8.75 inches. And I also have risers also here, independent old school risers. And I also got a new skate tool with the bearings, big ball China bone bearings. And thanks to Skate House, they sent me a skate tool so I can put this new Andy Anderson board together. And I also got Jessup grip tape. It's my favorite grip tape of all. And yeah, we're just gonna talk about Andy Anderson and his new board and how I've been using it. And yeah, we're gonna rock this out, and I'm gonna try to get to my skateboarding lesson I need to get to. So we gotta start this right now. So the coolest part about, and then also make sure you stay tuned to learn how to, and to the end of this video, so you can learn how to change your bearings without the bearing tool. You can use your skate truck. Stay tuned to the end of this video for that. Oh, I usually get Windex to wipe off the top, but I forgot my Windex downstairs. But that is alright, because we're just gonna go with the flow right now, because Jessup's really grippy. That's the coolest thing about Jessup, is it's really grippy. So yeah, you got the 8.75 mini logo trucks, and I got Shorty's Hardware, and I got this flight deck here, and I'm gonna put the Jessup grip tape on. So yeah, basically what you guys want to think about here is checking out the grip, how to do the grip, right? So you just cut this little piece of tape holding the grip together without cutting the grip with the razor. And I'm just gonna make sure this isn't frame. So, but yeah, check out this Jessup logo. It's pretty awesome. It's got the awesome wings, and that's when you know it's Jessup. So this stuff's really sticky, and it comes in huge rolls. You should get rolls of it at my parents' skateboarding shop. So yeah, we're in frame here with the board. Maybe we'll move this table a little bit closer. So yeah, live video here, Skate Tutors, guys. And I'm gonna actually put bearing spacers in my bearings this time, because I usually don't, and I don't even know if I've ever done it before. So this is like, I think I've done it like a long time ago. But you basically want to make sure that the skateboard deck is cleaned off the top of it. So I don't have anything to clean it off except my shirt, so I'm doing the best I can. I don't like any oils on there. A lot of times in the shipping and handling, you can get a lot of oils on that top of that deck. But yeah, this is the flight deck, Andy Anderson, twin tip, and it's actually like an egg shape. So it goes all the way, it starts right here, and it goes all the way around like a circle, like a football shape. And yeah, check that out, awesome design. And it's twin tip, so the same thing as the tail is the same thing as the nose. And this is the Heron symbol right there, if you want to check that out. That's awesome. So let's get to this, because yeah, I got a skateboard lesson to get to, so I gotta, so basically when I do grip, right, I usually just unpeel it and then look over top of it and spot it out. Oh, look at that, it ripped right there. Already having trouble. But yeah, I'm just gonna talk about what I'm doing with my life right now with skateboarding lessons and getting ready for competing again, because I learned how to compete for the first time in the last couple years of skateboarding, and that's been really fun. And there's a competition where I work called Shred Fest, and I'm entering it. It's going live soon on the internet, so I'm gonna enter that, try to win it. But basically, you take your Jessup and you look over top of the board, and you go nose to tail, and you feel you got space between your finger and the top of the nose and the top of the tail. So you know you're covering the whole deck, and then you feel the sides to make sure you're covering the sides. If there's a fly in here, I'm gonna try to probably take him out if he comes near me. So, thanks to my mom, let him in. But that's the whole point of living in the springtime. There's bugs. So, you know what? I got it, and this grip is so thin. The Jessup grip, so it barely fits this wide board. So if you can see, like right here, you got just enough grip on each side so I can actually cover the whole board. And like right here, it's like barely covering, but it looks like it's good enough. So I'm gonna put it down, and this is where you don't want air bubbles too. And you just wanna make sure you don't get any air bubbles. Soften her out, kind of push down on the parts. You can also like pull it up a little bit and let it back down. Actually, because it's stretched over top. Wow, that just barely made it. Look at that, there's that fly. Wow. Where's that rag? Oh, I lost my weapon. I'm gonna hit him with a rag if he comes back. But yeah, this is important. So you just like really get your hand to kind of like spread out, fingers spread out to get this air bubbles out. All right, this is happening. So my mom let this fly in my room, and now it's attacking me. Now it's ruining my day. But anyway, Andy Anderson is sick. He's been skating the Tampa Pro. So down in Tampa, they have a competition, and all the pro skaters go down there. And, you know, he almost landed his run, but he messed up his couple tricks. But he did like this crazy board slide on like a rail that went like that, and he board slid on like an angle. And like no one in that whole comp even thought about even trying that except Andy Anderson. That's why he's so sick. And it was cool because like I was asking people on my YouTube channel. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit like, comment about Andy Anderson. But I was asking about where is he from? Who's from Canada? Andy Anderson. And there was like I had like other options like Tony Hawk or like Rune Glifberg, but Tony Hawk's from America, and Rune Glifberg is from, not totally sure, England? No, he's not from England, he's from Europe somewhere. We'll figure that out. Anybody who knows where Rune Glifberg's from, comment below. It's a question of the day. Where is Rune Glifberg from? So yeah, you really want to make sure this is smooth, especially this Jessup, because it doesn't have that holes where it doesn't make air bubbles. Perforated, whatever it's called. So basically, yeah, you really want to smooth it out. And this is where you get your screwdriver comes in handy. Watch your razor blade. Put that away. Safety cautions, always know how to use a razor blade. But basically what you want to do is just kind of go like this, real fast. Man, I'm on a clock now. See, I should have made this. This is barely gonna make it around. Watch. Look at that. Barely made that around. That's why you got to make sure you look underneath at it and make sure you spot where your grip is so you don't miss any of your deck. But I think that's going to work. So yeah, this is a flight deck. So this deck actually has less plies than a maple. And I was skating Andy Anderson's maple deck before this. And I really like that one probably the best. Because it had that natural maple wood feel. I mean, I'm not a huge fan about the flight decks because they like, here's my old one, skated it like all winter, all last season, end of last season. They start like splintering like that. And it was crazy because before they made flight decks, they actually had these other decks called Libtex, and they're like snowboards mainly. But what they would do on their corners of their deck is they would use like this E-Matic stuff, and it would like seal the ends. It's almost like fiberglass. But you can see it right here, but it like almost prevents that like splintering thing. So maybe they could figure that out with flight decks. But look at that. Like that's really cool. Like I don't know why the flight decks don't do that. It seems like the Libtex don't do that. So that's why I wish they still made Libtex. But they were sick. If they would have kept designing Libtex, they would have just took over flight decks. took over. Yeah, they probably would have just kept winning because they're awesome, but they just like sold out with their snowboards, and their snowboards are still sick, but they're just mad expensive. Handcrafted in America. Lib Technologies. If you guys want to check them out, they're old school skateboard. They were the first ones to like do like different, or one of the first ones to do different kind of material besides maple wood for their decks, mixed in with wood. And I mean, I've skated this thing through like the beach, sand, and like through like rain tricks. Still, my beater board still works great. So yeah, we gotta go here, get this. I think we got the air bubbles out. You can double check. And you can also like take this thing, totally forgot about this, and you just kind of put it down just to get all the air bubbles out. Look at that, amazing. So yeah, Andy Anderson is definitely like incorporating a lot of his street more so to like, that is like bowl skating. I think it's because like street's just blown up ever since Japan's like dominated in it. I don't know if it's that, but yeah, it's just been really popular because we had one bowl competition at the skate park where I work at Free Flow Energy Center, and now it's like all street competitions. So I don't really know that. All right, so basically when you got to get this started, you got to really focus here and start like a cut, and you don't want to cut yourself. So I don't know why I just didn't use the razor. I almost like just using a razor blade without thing. Can I take this out? All right. Maybe not. I'm just gonna have to do it with this. I almost just like using the razor blade just as a razor blade, but we got this fancy knife, so I might as well use it. But yeah, you just want to make sure you cut it like on bias and get a nice cut and just glide. Glide. Oh, I messed up right there. Went backtrack, fixed it. Don't cut yourself. Just glide. I used to be really good at gripping decks because my parents had a skateboarding shop, and like the Christmas season, I'd be like gripping deck after deck after deck. And now I work at a skate park. We don't sell as many decks because we're more of a skate park than a skate shop. But yeah, you just follow that line. Sometimes you don't want to cut too close. I'm just doing this really fast because I gotta get to the skate park. And that fly is driving me nuts. So look at that. Just all the way around, just like crisp. Let's see if I get this end piece here. Little saw action if you need to. Watch the wood. Don't get the wood. Think about getting the grip tape when you're doing this. Bam, look at that. That was pretty solid, actually. So you guys can tell everybody that I'm the best gripper around. No, I'm just kidding. But I got really good at it at one point, and I haven't gripped a deck in a while because I've been broke, so I'm skating that beat up Andy board. But I can't complain. I can skateboard, and I'm healthy, and I'm happy. So that's another cool thing. We're going to talk about skateboarding. So like, why do you skateboard? What's the purpose of your skateboard? My whole reason is I started skate tutors is I wanted to show people that they need to focus on helping other people instead of trying to show people up. But it's fine if you want to show people up and be the best. Good for you. But like, I like to like help people if they're struggling, if they ask questions as much as I can about skateboarding, and then encourage them for the next generation of skateboarding, because I know there's people always think they're the best, but there's always someone better. Maybe it's always the next Shaun White. Who's the next Shaun White? I mean, like skateboarding, yeah, it's cool when you compete. It's like, yeah, I'm the best. You want to win, and it's like, yeah, whoever wins that day is like the best skater that day. But it's like maybe you had a really good street session. You nailed like the sickest street shot, and then all of a sudden that shot blows up because you did a sick street shot. So yeah, you take the end of the grip and then you just like fold it in half and then really get like a nice sand on the side. And you can see right here on the side corner here how it's kind of sticking here like this. So what I'm gonna do is go and just kind of sand it down. Makes it smooth action here, right? Smooth action. All the way around, no air bubbles. I'm just kidding, don't do that. like putting on my, checking it with my face, like my cheek. Just kidding. It's like grippy, so don't do that. It's probably not the smartest thing. But anyway, I just love a new deck, so it's almost like I want to hug it. I always just joke with my friends. I'm like, I don't have a girlfriend, but my skateboard's my girlfriend. So this is great. So I picked the wrong size screwdriver to get the holes to the bottom. So a lot of times when you get the deck, this is crazy too. It comes with like paint already on like the holes where the hardware is. So basically what you can do is you can just like find where it is and just kind of poke the paint away. Find your holes ready. It's kind of cool how they do that now. You know they're fresh. I feel like they used to not do this when I was growing up because I used to order tons of skate decks for my parents' skateboarding shop, and like I can't remember it being like that. So now you want to take your hardware, right? Oh my gosh, that just went all the way over the hair. All right, so I gotta get that. All right, yep, got it. All right, so yeah, you take your hardware, and we got to poke holes through it because we don't have a special screwdriver because we didn't think ahead enough in time. So you take your hardware and you can put your hardware in the bottom and like twist it and then feel it on the other side and try to get it to poke through. And then maybe I'll use this to help make a hole because I didn't bring my poker. But there's always different ways you can make holes. But now we just got to glide, baby. We got to glide. So Andy Anderson. Olympic skateboarding, guys. So I'm trying to think about starting a podcast. I mean, it's happening. It is happening. But maybe it's not a podcast. Maybe it's just more of a show about the Olympics. And I've been doing some research because next year, skateboarding is going to be in the Olympics. And I'm signing up. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to be talking about it a lot because there's a lot of competitions right now about it. And people, they're already doing like qualifiers and stuff. So there was this recent comp. And I got to see a little bit of it. And it was really cool. Like, a bunch of pros were there, girls and guys. I don't even know who won it. But I did see the Tampa Pro. And Huto won that. So I asked the other day, like, going back to that is like, I asked a question in my community tab. You can check that out in my Skate Tutors channel. I asked what country is leading the way in skateboarding, and I think it's Japan because like they're dominating, they're winning everything. And there's the new and upcomers, but and like yeah, so the poll was close between America and Japan, but I think it's Japan. So but yeah, if you guys want any of this stuff that I have, there's going to be links in this video below, like of all these Amazon link of this Andy board, the mini logo trucks, the big ball China bone bearing. So I'm going to try to fly through this because I'm running late. So basically, I'm trying to get these holes cut. And once I get these holes cut, I'm going to be able to go fast because I got my electric tool to like drill it in. That's one. On that one. Yeah, man, this is great not having the poker, so I'm using hardware. This is why you always want like a screwdriver that's thin enough to go through this, because then you'll be able to poke holes. Maybe this is thin enough to go through this. Nope. See, look, they don't even make the skate tool thing. Appreciate the free tool, but that should be able to go through there, but nope. So, yeah. Anyway, back to skateboarding in the Olympics. It's going to be in France, right? I think Paris. The 2024 Skateboarding Olympics. It's going to be in Paris. And I'm really psyched about it because I hope Andy Anderson's in it again. So does that mean he's going to be doing street, or is that going to be he's going to be going back to it's probably not good to use a rigid blade, but this is annoying me. I'm probably not going to be able to get a bolt on this screw. But yeah, who knows what he's going to do now, because yeah, that's street's more popular, but he's better. I mean, I think he's probably better at bowls and competitions, but I don't even really know. That works great. All right. This is what I should have been doing. Oh my goodness. All right, I lost another piece of the hardware. You guys, the struggles of putting the skateboard together when you have somewhere to go. So this is what I did, which is like eureka, and I should have saved a lot of time in this video, but now this is going to keep going on forever. Just kidding. Basically, what I want to do here is get the hole going here, right? With my finger and like turning it. And once I get it pushing out a little bit, I take this and just go like that. And it makes a hole. Look at that. Kind of using the screw and the screwdriver. Look at that, bam. All right, ready to rock here. Too much, all right, the next step is, guys, if you get your holes, right? You got your hardware, you got your trucks. And the cool thing about this board is the twin tip, so it's like nose and tail are exactly the same. So you're supposed to ride it with like the same new trucks, but I can't afford new trucks, so I got these old mini logo trucks. So I do have a back one, but it doesn't matter what the tail or nose is because it's exactly the same. So I'm gonna pick this for my nose right here. And then when you do the riser, always put the flat side down. Line it up, get your hardware, because you want to put the riser like that under the truck. Get your hardware, put it in the top. After you take the nuts off, keep all your nuts together so you don't lose them. This is where I get excited because I get to use a power tool. Put them through. Well, that was the one that I just did that I was struggling with. Man, putting boards together is tough, but it's worth it. Once this part happens, it gets really exciting because you're like, sweet. So I just remember which way these risers go down because I just had them on, but always remember which way they go. So that one's going to go like that. You slide it right over with the hardware, first the riser, then the right over that hardware, and then truck, and then throw the bolts on, or the nuts on top, onto the screws, or the bolts, or whatever. So I just kind of get them on the ends of the screws, barely on, right? Where it's like, oh, jeez. Where it's, I need a new couch. Barely on. So yeah, I've been skating a lot more rails lately. And the cool thing about this board is that it's skinnier and it actually has even symmetric. So like doing flip tricks and stuff is a lot more easier, it feels like. And that one is barely on. So also doing a lot of flip tricks. I was doing nollie trays with this baby, and the nollie trays were amazing. I was really getting them down, and then all of a sudden I just can't do them anymore. Maybe because the board got worn down or something like that. But that's in, ready to roll right there, bang. Man, I still got to change my bearings out. I still got to tell you that. So this is going to work, don't worry, we're going to get it done. We got to go super fast now. So this is the back truck. And I got these big ball bearings here. And we're actually going to try to put spacers in my bearings too. I'm trying to think if I want to put the spacers. I never even put spacers in my bearings. But everybody, I made this video and it didn't have, oh, put your bearings in it, because you do it like when you do like gaps and stuff. I don't do gaps that much anymore. And, but they prevent your bearings from breaking. And there's these little spacers that go in between the wheel and the bearing when you put it on. So we're going to actually try to put them on. But I'm going to show you the trick to how to get the bearings out and put them in. And hopefully it works with the spacers in it. So yeah, you make sure you get that hardware in, get this flat side down. You can kind of like get your hand underneath the hardware and push it from underneath. Get the front, or get the truck, throw it on top, and then just get the bolts started. Make sure they're evenly screwing onto the threads. So once you get your socket and you put it onto the nut, it's just gonna be flush and tighten right up, like you're building a half pipe. If you ever built a half pipe, comment below, because I built a half pipe one time at my grandma's, and it was pretty awesome. Half pipe, man, because the vert was like kind of crazy, but it was awesome. It was definitely awesome. I don't know how long this video is, but there's going to be a lot more videos coming soon. Just got my taxes done today. That means I can actually breathe. Actually think about getting some stuff done for my YouTube channel and for this year to come. So yeah, these nuts don't match the hardware from the beginning. I switched them all up, so here we go, power tool time. We gotta hurry. Hair in my mouth somehow. This has been a fun day. And then you throw it sideways, right? Get that, make sure it's not too powered high, because you don't want to strip the screws. Make sure it's going right. See that? I need to actually turn that up. Or down, I don't know. Now I gotta turn it up. Wow, this is just, this day, man. And then 2 of my hardware just popped off. But yeah, dude, make sure you guys comment. Tell me what your strategy is to put a board together. If I always could get new stuff when I put a board together, I would. This is amazing. Now the nut fell out. Silence. Concentration. This is ridiculous. I don't know if I'm going to get this together, guys. I might have to end this video early. Yo, let's go Eagles! So yeah, I'm a huge Eagle fan. I like the Philadelphia Eagles as the football team. They're in the Super Bowl, if you haven't heard. They lost. So yeah, back to the bearings. So these big ball bearings are actually, the balls in these bearings are actually bigger than the normal China bones. And I think with what comes with the bigger balls inside the bearings is actually it makes it smoother, like sounding when you're doing your cruising on the board. Definitely one of my favorite pairs of bearings. And we're gonna see if these spacers work. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And then all this stuff's gonna be in links below for if you want any of this stuff. The mini logo 8.75 trucks with the big ball bearings. And I actually have, oh, that doesn't sound good. We got a problem. Yeah, so a lot of times when you're putting the deck together and it's frustrating, you just gotta take a deep breath and figure out what you're doing wrong. Sometimes you're just not getting your screw on right. I think it's even. So yeah, I don't know if this is easy. I gotta like start this over again though. This is taking way longer than I thought. I don't even know what time it is. So we're gonna have to fly through this. So yeah, basically you just really gotta take your time. Sometimes you gotta unscrew a nut and then re-screw it. You just wanna make sure it's going on even. Now it feels like it's going on even. I have no idea. Nope, it's definitely not even. Oh my gosh. That's why it's important to keep your hardware with the nuts with the original screws, because then you won't get on sideways when you're putting them on like me right now. I don't know how I'm going to fix this because I think I messed up the threads. It's crazy when spring comes because it's just like literally everybody wants skateboarding lessons all of a sudden. And your mom's out on the roof painting your roof. Flies come in your room, and everything just gets hot and sweaty. Gonna be late to work. Can't even put a damn nut on the board. Oh my goodness. All right, so we're just gonna completely forget about this one. Like this hardware, we're not even gonna screw it in. We're gonna move on without it. Figure it out later. So yeah, you got your hardware in that one, then you move to the other one, and then we're gonna work on that bearings. So yeah, I got that. I might have to just take that whole part out of the video because, you know, sometimes you don't line stuff up right, and that's just how life goes. And I actually lost another bolt on this one, so this is gonna get more difficult than it should. You know what? I'm not even gonna try to find it. I'm just gonna keep going without that one. I'm just gonna do 3. Sometimes, like back in the day, I actually used to just get away with like just having 3 hardware in each one, and just like, you know what? I don't even care, because that's just life, man. You get your skateboard, you get 3 hardware. You definitely should have all of them, because then you're nice and tight, and you're not gonna flake. But if that's all you got to roll with it. So here, back to the trick tip, bearing tip. What you need to do here is now you come over top of it and basically put that end of this bearing right into the tip of the axle, just the tip of it, and then you just kind of get enough of it on there and just pull it like that, and the bearings come right off. Look at that. Bearings come right out. Bam, look at that. Come right out. Look at that. Take my washers off. There's 2 of these washers. They go on the outside of the bearings, right? So check it out. I got my new bearings here. Bam. Got my new bearings here. Open these guys up. Open them on up. Open them on up. Open them on up. Open them on up. These are really cool. They got the baby blue color. And then really cool little tip about these is my friend told me you can take these shields off and actually put them on until you're like your normal reds. Because you can you can take one off. I don't want to mix these up with my old bearings. So now you take the color side down, put it down, and then you put the wheel on top of it, and then you push down evenly. Turn it, half a spin, push down. And then you check if it's spinning right. Looks pretty smooth to me. Awesome. And then I think these are the spacer things. These don't even come with spacers, so it's like, how am I supposed to put spacers in it? The kids are like yelling at me on the internet. But I got these. We're gonna see it. They come in this. They're like little things, and they go in between your wheel and your one bearing and the next. So I believe I'm gonna put it. Now I get the next bearing. So I'm gonna put this one down face first. I'm gonna put the bearing spacer in there, and then I'm gonna put that on top and see if it locks it right in the middle into place. Look at that. Bearing spacer worked. I can't believe that worked. This is the first time I used it. I'm kind of psyched about that. Look at that. Bam, right on in. And what you do is, after you make sure you got all your stuff, take these little washers. That little washer is going to go on the outside of that. Take that nut, throw it on top. Right there, and then all right, got the first wheel, and I'm so psyched now. Look at that, got it in. And then the trick is, get this baby, you don't want it that tight, you want it a little jiggly. Hear that jiggliness? Because you want it to spin between those spacers and the bearings. That sounds pretty nice. So yeah, I got these bearing spacers in, and that's how you install a bearing in with the spacer. And now we move on to the next one. Got that next tire. All right. Get it over top of it. Stick a little bit of that end in. Doesn't even take that much pressure. Comes right off. Bearing comes right off. Look at that. Next one in. Bam, right off. Oh, that's kind of... Ow. Hurt my nail. Ow, ow, ow. I don't know why my reaction was to bite my nail after that, but it was. So yeah, get that spacer off, throw that down over top of it. Bam! Right there. Oh, look at that. And if you do it diagonally, it won't work. You'll have to start over. And you hear that squeaky noise until you don't hear that squeaky noise anymore. And you kind of just push it down with your weight over top of it like that with both palms of your hand, and then spin it to make sure it spins evenly. Cool, right? Awesome. I know. It's so cool. Get this bearing spacer out of these bearings that my friend gave them to me for free. So I got these for free. And you actually, this is what you do. You put this down, color side down, spacer in, and actually put that right on top. And I'm just going to push down. Even pressure, spin, even pressure. Sounds great. Throw that back on. Throw that back on. Bang. So yeah. And I'm going to be competing, guys, in this skate competition called Shred Fest. And yeah, competing definitely can be nerve-wracking. But I feel like I get more conditioned to it, and it actually becomes fun. And it's like, I'm not pro, so I don't have to worry about anything. I'm just a skateboard instructor, so I'm just trying to inspire the kids that I teach, the people that, all you guys that watch my YouTube videos. I mean, I find like an energy I get from skateboarding. So, I mean, you could like lock me in a room with lights and a skateboard, and like no windows, and I'd probably be fine. Maybe a video camera so I could at least watch myself back. Because like, what's the point of doing a cool trick if you didn't get it on film? I mean, yeah, I know with the boys and stuff, but like, you got to get that on film if that trick's the trick, you know, if that trick's the trick. All right, we're getting down to the end here, but I'm going to do really good in this competition. And then the crazy other thing is we have another competition at the Philly Am that's happening down at my other favorite skater park in Middletown, down in near Langhorne. And I'm also going to do that. So I got to do this one more bearing thing, got two more wheels, and we're getting towards the end. Take them out real quick. Don't mix them up with your other bearings. The coolest thing about having new bearings is the way they feel when you first ride them. And you should probably get new wheels too. But if you can't afford them like me, just use your old ones. Take out your old bearings, put new ones in. Get those bearing spacer, guys. Bearing spacers. Yeah, I always are going to ride these now. Because ever since I got so many comments, I've made that video. Yeah, so we got one more wheel to do, so we put that color side down, get the bearing spacer down, got the one already in there, put this one over top, push down, turn, push down. That one kind of sounds a little crooked. Sometimes you can flip it back over. Whoa, see, I just flipped it back over to the other side and pushed it back down, and it went in that side a little bit. Sometimes you can do that to readjust them. Make sure they're good. Oh, see, they're a little off now. I think this one's a little crooked. Sometimes they get... I think the bearing spacer thing is a little crooked. There it is. That sounds good now. Look at that. Yo! I don't even know if this is the right bearing size spacer. We'll find out. These are just like an old bearing spacer that I got. But this is how you do bearings with only a skate tool. And then you just get that last one on. Tighten her on up. And yeah, I'm going to go do a skateboard lesson today. And then work at the skate center. And I'm so psyched. I'm actually doing 2 lessons today. We've got the whole season ready. And like the coolest thing about getting a new skateboard is just testing her out. And like Andy Anderson's board is so amazing. And like I didn't even know there was egg boards already around. Somebody commented, they're like, oh, egg boards have been around forever. How am I supposed to know that? But yeah, I guess I'm just because all my skate education, I'm supposed to research every day about egg boards, but I'm just kidding. It's fine. I know. Egg boards. You know what? I'm a fan of the egg board. And doing tray flips, it like spins on this crazy like perfect axis where you can just get that kick flip and that 360 rotation, the flip of the board and the 360 rotation of the board. You get that perfect access of it just spinning. Look at that. Nice. I hope there's one more bearing spacer. That'd be crappy if there's only one. Oh, look, there was more.